Today I'm sharing with you my Nightmare Sniper build. Now I've gotten all 8 Swats in about a week's time over the last 10 days. Beat the game a couple more times after that. This is a build that I have beat multiple acts with. It is playable on Nightmare. I like the build. If you don't already know, liking and commenting on the build can help, but we're going to get right into the build. So the first one in it is Stock Pouch. This is for the 10% damage, but also we get a little more ammo. And because some people haven't put their ammo meal on yet, it just helps us not have to ask for ammo early and we get damage. But we're going to get right into the damage by taking Patient Hunter next and Glass Cannon. Now, Glass Cannon isn't for everybody, but it'll help you do immense damage even on monstrous tall boys once you get to the epic point. One-shotting and two-shotting with Barrett. So I really like Glass Cannon with this build. I want my sniper to kill. But if you aren't a fan of the Glass Cannon and don't want to take that 30%, just don't like this card, what you're going to do is you're going to pull this card, and then you can put any other card that you want. But I'm just going to recommend one for my non-Glass Cannon people. So I would just pull that card from the 3 position, keep the build as is, and then put body armor somewhere in at the end. But moving on. Next, we're going to take Marathon Runner. For all the speed cards, I started loving Marathon Runner, especially when playing Sniper. It allows you to backpedal at a rate where you can actually dodge the tall boy slams with no other speed cards. So Marathon Runner is very nice, and we're going to use that for our movement. Next up, we're going to take some more damage with Silver Bullets. 10% bullet damage, 15% effective bullet range. Bullet drop off actually is a real thing. Now, the snipers do hit so hard, the Phoenix and the Barrett, that it might not be noticeable, but this gives us more damage and 15% range, so it definitely lets us hit a lot harder. Next up, we're going to take Mark for Death. We will mark our own tall boy and boss kills, and this will allow us, personally, just mark everything as you shoot it, especially if you know you're not at the one-shot kill point. It's so easy to mark the wretches, reekers, tall boys, crushers, bruisers. Personally, I have no problem marking hawkers and everything, but if you're not a fan of the marking, you can take something else for this. But I feel like Mark for Death increases your damage, gives you a lot more 2-shot kills versus 3-shot, 1-shot versus 2-shot. Since so many times you are at that 10% rate of between a 1-shot and a 2-shot kill, Mark for Death actually is pretty good. Plus, all these damage cards actually stack, so that 10% actually adds up to a lot at the end, allowing you to get 1-shot kills. Next up, we're going to be taking Hyper Focused. 50% weak spot damage, huge for killing bosses. It lets us do immense damage on the Breaker. I don't know why in my recent test game I wasn't getting that much damage on the Hag, but I was hitting hard on the Breaker and the Ogre. I shredded the Ogre within a few shots on a good Barrett. Next up, we're taking Confident Killer. And if you wanted, you could actually move Confident Killer up a little bit. Maybe like 2 slots if you really wanted. Because you kill so many mutations if you're not speed running in Nightmare, you get that 15% damage so quick. Like halfway through the match, you've already got max 15% damage. So Confident Killer is really nice. Generally, you'll average at least almost 30 mutation kills in most matches. Next up, we're going to take Large Caliber Rounds. This is not for the bullet penetration. This is for the bullet damage. Bullet penetration is okay on our pistol, but we're not taking it for the sniper. We're taking 7.5 bullet damage for both guns and the bullet penetration for a pistol, which I would recommend, like the Glock Auto, the Glock, Beretta. Not really the Magnum, something where you can fire and actually get some crowd control. Pistols should be able to take out several little zombies fast. That's what you want with your pistol. Next up, we're going to be taking the combat knife and battle lust. Now, you could take line them up if you're using the M41A and don't already have a 60 compensator on it. But we're going to take that combat knife and battle lust because occasionally we just run through 1 to 3 dudes, or we have that one dude come on us while we're trying to shoot something else. So we can just knife that dude, then shoot the main target, or shoot the main target, eat 1 hit, and then knife that dude. Next up, we're going to take cold brew coffee, which is really good. Reload speed, aim speed, weapon swap speed, and use speed. All 4 of those are in the build. Next up, we have Reckless Strategy and Ridden Slayer. Now, I really like these 2 for the build because I want to do as much damage as possible. But because we're putting so much damage outright, these 2 weak spot cards are actually could be changed out. So you can kill one shot, even on a slightly lower rarity with these 2 cards if the weak spot is open. Thing is, at this point in the game, you're going to have to open that weak spot yourself. They are going to be armored. They are going to be ferocious and more likely monstrous at this point. So it's up to you whether you want to take these or you want to go with something else. Both are fine choices, but my choice is sticking with the extra weak spot damage, and I'm just going to aim for the head or the weak spot and try to open up the weak spot. Then if I do open the weak spot, the next shot is definitely a kill. So I went with these 2, but at this point you have so much outright damage that you could go a little bit more defense or put something else in these 2 slots. And that is my Nightmare Sniper build. I hope that helps.